Aquarius, hello and welcome to your weekly reading for the week of September 29th through to the 6th of October. Welcome, let's dive in with a goddess power oracle. So this week, your ruling planet of Uranus is going rogue, it's going retrograde, and we're starting to, I guess, as a collective, really feel our feelings. For you all, Cancer is your 6th house of daily life, and with Uranus in your 4th house of your emotional foundation, we have Isis, rebirth. I haven't gotten Isis before, so this is a special time. She has the crown of Hathor, and she is looking divine, holding that Ankh. So let's see, what are you guys rebirthing? Is it your emotional foundation? Is it something else? I would say it's your decisions to really feel your emotions and to allow for them to be what they are and to take up space just as they are, not giving them any names. Maybe you give it a name and you're like, this is my emotion of Chester, and Chester hates everyone singing, and I get to be, persnippety because Chester hears people singing right now, and working with our emotions until we gain that emotional intelligence where Chester's unbothered by our feelings. Aquarius, I love you all so much. You guys got me on my jokester stuff right now. Okay, Ishtar. Oh, Isis, rebirth. Empowerment message. The process of soul retrieval, resurrection, and rebirth is the theme recurrent through the stories of the Egyptian goddess Isis, and one that she invites you to address now. This is a powerful moment to see some of what you thought you'd lost go through a process of regeneration to live again. Like magic, the pieces of you that were considered lost and old wounds and stories are ready to be reclaimed in a healthier, more mature version. Where you were hopeless, now there's hope. Where you've lost faith, you have the capacity for even more now. Where there was inequity and injustice, now you can see a better way. Where you were abandoned, now you can choose you. You are ready to face these parts of yourself and gather them together as you step into a newer, more powerful version of yourself. Have your work, your relationships, and your creativity. A new, more powerful, and I would say authentic version of yourself, your work, your relationships, and your creativity. So this is like 5th house work with Jupiter, your 11th house. The ruling planet is in your 5th house. So it's expanding how your social connections are viewing you when you get creative, when you go about your life, making music, making art, developing parts of maybe real characters for like real novels or plays or something like that. And now you have feedback. You have a community of experts to help you to fine tune all of that, which keep going. Have courage, let go of blame, claim your accountability, and then co-create something better. You can do this. The goddess Isis has come to help you as a potent supporter in your growth. And the alignment message, for those not feeling that one. The goddess Isis, with all of her powers of reincarnation, has a message for you. You are not broken. You are not wounded. Beyond healing, and the opportunities that maybe didn't work out are not necessarily lost forever. Your insistence on defining yourself by your losses and wound stories. Oh my God. You funny Apple Watch, gonna rip my hair out. Okay, that wasn't fun. That was rude. Technology, right? Your insistence on defining yourself by your losses and wound stories are not serving you now. Your alignment task is to fully accept things as they are. Choose to find a way to put the pieces back together. Let die what doesn't serve you and focus on what works. There is so much goodness to come from this situation, even if in this moment you feel trapped. The goddess Isis wants only the best for you. As your fierce ally, she will challenge you when you go off track. So pick up the pieces, tell a new story, and find home again. You will be amazed at how beautifully things come together when you reject the trap created by the stories you tell yourself. You have the key, use it. Interesting, because Leo got the star, like they need to find their North Star, and they need to stop blundering the details, to stop dropping the ball on getting all the facts and information before they form an opinion on maybe everything being lost forever. And maybe this isn't an intimate partnership where you guys have been kind of like beating around the bush. You haven't been fully honest with yourself. So how can you be honest with someone else if you're not honest with yourself, Aquarius? Question of lifetimes. We have home. Yeah. And that's a 10. So you're manifesting a home, maybe a home within yourself for your emotions, a room of your own. Let's get the healing waters so that you guys can really feel your feelings with me. I'm sure it's going to feel great. We're going to get through this. Into the unknown, underworld depth, courage, facing your fears. And that would be maybe rebirthing yourself in your home, in your process of your community, how you express yourself in that creative spark of the 5th house, built on a solid emotional foundation, because it's a different world. When we're creating from a space of unconditional self-love and acceptance, we get into a groove and a different strut. We have a new way of walking with a pace that carries us, without us having to run and chase opportunities or people, because we know, oh, I'm not missing anything. I'm on time and I'm in divine flow. Knight of Earth, ooh, King of Air. So these two cards together, the Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind, met with brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. This could be someone who you're encountering, who's allowing for you to take up space in your life, and they're facilitating for you this community, this expert perspective on what you're creating. And it's taking you into a new depth because you told yourself stories, maybe in relationships, I'll never meet someone like this. This person doesn't exist. I have to have this with my friends because I can never have a partner who's going to be able to lend feedback and not be biased towards me because they think I'm pretty. Like, they really actually are listening and plugged into you. Release your ex, as the Peace Dealer says. Aquarius, release them. Don't get caught watching or getting pocket watched by exes because they want you to be sad, because you guys have an emotional connection with someone. And it's significant, it's relevant, it's romantic, it's hot and heavy, baby, and we love it. We love to see Aquarius getting hot and heavy in the park with their beloved. All right, Queen of Air. Gosh, you guys have me joking a lot. If you can see it, then you can do it. So see it with your inner eye. Whoa, we got the Siren and the Threshold. It feels like you guys are on the verge of this you're reluctant, but you're on the verge of really accomplishing something that will just take you to heights that allow for you to be all of your heart in the world, in your creative projects. And this is an unknown part of you because maybe you thought it had to come at a cost and that you had to do it alone and that no one would ever be there to give you a bouquet after your show. Guess what? That's not the case. And guess what? I would say that this is over the course of this week with your ruling planet, Uranus moving from 26 degrees, 56 seconds retrograde, to 46 seconds, you're manifesting this. Like, it's coming into like if you mix the solvent and the water together, it's coming into a solid form. So like if you have epoxy resin, it's like that state where if you put something inside, it's going to dry with that. Like, I'm thinking glitter, I'm thinking flowers, some people do all that. It's going to dry and solidify, but you are manifesting within yourself this ability to hold space for that and to see life as, in the case of like, okay, well, if I do have a partner for life, if I do end up with someone, then I can imagine this happening. And you'll see it reflected based on how open and receptive you are to that experience. That's how much it can come in. It's like if you plant a seed on the top of the soil, you're not going to see it grow roots, maybe ever. But if you make a lot of space for that, if you have about, that 6 inches of depth, or like 2 to 6 inches, depending on how deep your soil is, how deep the garden bed is, just metaphor, that's how much the roots can grow and spread and feel connected. You can have relationships that make you more connected, that make you more in touch with your community and what your community needs, that can make you into more of an expert of your gifts, your skill set, your voice, singing your song, making your peace with the world and being at peace with yourself, and having that sense of home within you so that when you're with another person, you feel comfortable. 4 of Earth. Yeah, so it's okay to ask for help from this person. Maybe you guys aren't even at that point where you're like, I can imagine this being my beloved. You're like, I'm just getting around the fact that I don't have to be alone forever. Or I'm just now getting around the fact that I can afford to invest in a mortgage, or, to go on a tour and really make things pop off. So your cup is being met. That's what I feel with this card, because you're finally getting it. Things are clicking into gear, and you might be ready emotionally to move on to calmer shores, and to not constantly feel like, a straw man, like something that someone's always putting the blame on. Like, in relationships, maybe you were always the one who would be blamed if things weren't going well. Yeah, there's an end to that coming through. And Saturn in your third house I think that's kind of like allowing for you to tighten up your communication. It's allowing for you to tighten up, again, just like I think Leo, tighten up where you're making assumptions or judgments based on value judgments based on this scarecrow analogy of like you were constantly the one used and manipulated into feeling like you were in charge of everyone's emotions, when you're not. Aquarius, you of all people have to deal now with a new sense of emotions. You have, what do we have for that? Isis, rebirth, and how you are even processing your emotions, because you're going to send that Uranian update, that revelation throughout the entire conscious collective when you learn to deal and manage with your emotions on a daily basis in a new way to get what you want, rather than icing out your emotions and letting them just sort of like float on the Arctic Ocean, and collide with each other, and then all the penguins go flying everywhere. We don't want that. Seven of Cups, yeah, this is Neptune energy. And I would even say that leveling up with your daily life emotions, that's where you're at now. You have those 6 cups. Your emotions of your daily life have a bunch of creative, innovative inspirations, but this 7th cup is one where you have to be sure that you're not skimming over the details, that you're really collecting yourself and allowing for yourself to have this free, jovial energy that you guys see me kind of playing with. It's going to really serve you in a way that, I said that Pisces was Saturn was in your 3rd house. I meant your 2nd house, but let's look at that. So your 3rd house has the North Node and Chiron in it. And Saturn being in your 2nd house, I would say that this is like making you really deliberate around what you need in your life. Physical items, the Marie Kondo method will work wonders for you now. Is it giving joy? If not, it's okay to not keep it. When we give it away with gratitude, the particles, according to a channeler who I believe, Archangel Raphael, came to me in a vision once, like this is real. When we give away or throw away items with gratitude, they're able to decompose faster. A lot of our reality is an illusion. Gratitude is the strongest magnet. It's the strongest attractor. The heart and heart coherence is the strongest and surest way to make projects that outlive us, that have that eternal source energy. I was just listening to Sandra Walter, High Priestess, amazing channel. She spoke to essentially opening up to the 7th cup, to having this 7th element, and that being your heart, that being your relationships that are evolved forms. They're not what you were doing like 10 years ago. It's what you're doing now and who you are now, and letting people meet you, the real you, as you are at home in yourself. We love to see it, Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If you're watching this for just your sun sign, go on ahead and watch for your ascendant, your moon, and I would even say your 4th house. For my Aquarius risings, that will be Taurus. For those of you guys who are an Aquarius sun sign, go on ahead and check out your chart under either Coke or equal Coke. You got to focus on the houses that are the smallest. That's what you are here for in this lifetime. That is a Jessica, Chloe-rsr collective intuitive hit. That is the T for me. Otherwise, look at it under equal, because it acknowledges the symmetry of the soul. Thank you so much for watching, Aquarius, and until next time, aloha.